So today, now that my mic's connected, is we're going to be doing an event system. We're going to be trying to decouple um, all the sort of intricate parts of the password manager today, of the GUI. And I've done event systems before, so this stream really shouldn't be as long as the previous streams. But in all fairness, I really don't know how long this is going to take us. I never do. I'm going to try and get a successful sort of event system going today. I have a to-do list to do, so we're going to try and be on track. And speaking of the to-do list, that is a great segue into the to-do list. So we have today, we're gonna be doing an event handler, and this is what we have to do. We have to create a system that should be functional using a mapping and a collection of functions, and then use a public enum for the event names. That's what I have to do. I'm gonna maybe get to forms and the environment today. As you can see, this is what we did yesterday, and for those that need a refresher, and judging by the numbers, everyone does. What we have is this is a pile of crap in terms of code, in terms of clean code. But what I can do is do build, right? Or no, yeah, okay. Let's do main. Let's just run main. And this is what we have. We loaded passwords from a database. We can kill the passwords. We can add new passwords. We can copy said passwords. That's what we have from yesterday. It's a functional app. It's a working app. You know? Which on this channel is quite rare. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the event system. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And let's see. Oh, okay, so that is that size. Right, so like my monitor is like right up in front of me, so I have just like no zoom on it, and that's how I like to code. But like when I'm watching back the VODs and the streams, like I can't follow. It's because the text is too tiny. And I'm sure people that watch my VODs and my streams have that exact same problem. So I zoom in, but now when I zoom in, for me, right, for me, it's better for the viewers, which is why I do it. But for me, it's essentially like right in my face. So like I see like maybe a half of another function, and that's about it. So, you know, when I'm first zooming in, especially when I have been, I did some offline coding last night for a separate project. Actually for something that I'm getting paid to code. But yeah. But yeah, so like when I've been coding in the default zoom for a while and then zoom in, and like the menus are that zoomed in, like the file explorer here, I'm like, oh, is that supposed to be like that? And then I'm like, oh yeah, zoomed in, and my eyes are just adjusting. So yeah, anyway, that's long and tangential. But long story short, I make sacrifices for you guys. I make sacrifices for the viewers. So let's create an events. And I can more or less I think I've said this before, but I think I can more or less make an event system in my sleep. So let's try and do that. So let's do event.go, and we're going to say package events. So we're going to say, or no. Should we create a type? I don't know. Nah, let's just make a variable. So an event system can be, let's see here. An event system can be, yeah, okay, so events is a collection, yeah, okay, so let's make a type. We're gonna say it is an event listener, or like an event subscriber, because we have callback already. This is gonna be tricky. Like I know what to do, but I'm trying to make this like clean, you know, like design it in a way that I can only change dry, essentially, using dry principles. So what I'm gonna do is I keep looking at chat on my phone. I gotta stop doing that. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say type is a event, which I'm just gonna say is like a function that doesn't take any arguments. It's pretty much a callback, right? And then we'll say a type is an event manager, which is a collection of which is a collections mapping of a string. And we'll say this is type event type, and that's just going to be a string. So it's going to be an event type to a, I guess, event. Yeah, so collection of events. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's what I have in the to-do. But like I wanted to kind of factor everything out, so it's not like hard-coded, this is a string, this is a function, and like it kind of makes it look nice and pretty. And then we're gonna say, oh, that's a type. And so this is an event manager, or what I can do is make like a constructor. Yeah, I think that's cool. So we're gonna say func new event manager. Oh, if I could spell, that'd be amazing. I don't think I'm going to take in any arguments. I think that's just fine. Then we're going to return an event manager. And because this is a protocol or an interface or whatever, right? It's an interface. We can just return it without a pointer, and that's fine. So we're going to say return a new collections new map of an event type to a collection of event. And I think that's all I really need to do. And then our global events, which is going to be private on purpose, is going to be an event manager and is equal to new event manager. See how clean that is? You know, I like that. I love that. That's amazing. So then we're going to do func, we're going to subscribe to an event. So how events essentially work, for those that don't know. Events are you have multiple subscribers, so that is the collection. So, right, okay, so think of events essentially as, like, okay, so yeah, a YouTube subscription, right? Everyone knows YouTube, right? Is when you subscribe to a channel, you're subscribing to an event, right? You're saying that I want to be notified when this event happens. Now, when a user posts a video, when a channel posts a video, you are notified. It's in your subscriptions. Well, given YouTube's history, not always. But when you are subscribed to a YouTube channel, you're saying, I want to be notified to an event, right? You want to be notified when this channel posts a video or an event. And when that channel posts an event, that video goes out to all the subscribers that are polling, right? It's polling and making sure that when that channel posts a video, you are getting that video, make sure there's a new video posted. And so when that channel posts a video, you get notified. You get that in your subscriptions box. So that's what an event manager essentially is. That's what an event handler basically is when you subscribe to an event, you subscribe to a channel, and then when that event happens, you post that event, and it makes it so that everyone's happy and gets notified. That's the best explanation I could possibly give. It is kind of straightforward when you think about it, but so subscribe is going to take in a type, which is type's a keyword in Go, so it's going to take in an event type, sure, which is an event type, and it's going to take in then an event. This is what's going to be called when the event is posted. So then we'll say, all right, so subscribe. I don't think this is going to return an error. It might. No, yeah, I'm not going to return an error today. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be saying if the event manager, if the event manager, right, our current events has the key of the event type. If the event type is already in the mapping, we don't need to subscribe again. So we're just going to return. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to, or no, whoa. That's not what I want to be doing. No. That is technically correct logic. But then what I want to be doing is saying, if it doesn't have the key, we want to initialize a new array. So what I'm going to be doing is saying that the events right? So we need to get the var subscribed events, which is going to be a collection of events. And that is going to be equal to, we want to panic if you can't get the event, which is going to be at events dot at, and that is going to, this is a pointer to an interface. That's interesting. That's real. It's not idiomatic in Go, but that's what at returns. So that's what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be saying the event type. And then we're going to be saying at the subscribed events, we're going to dereference that subscribed events. Dot append, or at the subscribed events, I think it's just going to equal, yeah. The subscribed events is just going to be equal to collections new array of an event type, or no, of an event, yeah. Right? Because what we're doing, if it doesn't have the key, we're just initializing a new event, and that's fine. Right? Right? Do I? No. Okay, so I don't want to. I do want to eventually get the subscribed events, but that's not what I need. What I need is the events dot insert at the key event type. Right? We want to insert at the event type a new array. I think that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And then we're going to return. And then we'll say, so we get the subscribed events, and then we're going to say for or var I, which is an int, and we get for I is in the range of, or you know what, I'm going to dereference this here so that we just have an interface. Range of subscribed events dot collect. The subscribed event, singular, is an event and is equal to subscribed events collect at I. So we get each event within the array stored in the mapping. And we say that subscribed event needs to be called. So then subscribed event, call that. Gets a function. Right? Is that correct? No, it isn't. No. That's correct for posting. That is correct for posting. So I'm actually I'm gonna make a comment of that. So that's correct, but that's how you post an event. So then we'll say, so if it doesn't have an array, else you just write, okay, so then events insert at the event type, the event. Right? Oh no, maybe I do need to get the subscribed event. Huh. Okay, so then we'll say var event, like I've written these, like I know how this structure is supposed to work, but for this specific implementation, it's a little harder to do. So then we'll say subscribed events is a pointer to a collection of events, and that is equal to events at the event type, and of course we need to panic. Because the event should be in. That's the has key check. So we can panic if the event isn't in. The subscribed events, and then you're going to insert, or you're going to say subscribed events. Of course. So I had it right the first time. That's okay. Append event. Yeah. So okay, so I had it right the first time. That's fine. Okay, so func then post is, then we're going to say the event type, which is an event type. And that is, I don't believe, going to return anything. So we're going to say this. This is essentially posting an event. Oh. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so then we're going to say if the event type, or if events does not have the key, we're going to return event type. If it doesn't have the key, then we're just going to return, because if it doesn't have the key, we can't post an event, right? There's no event subscribed, so we're just going to return. Else, we're going to get the subscribed events, and actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll have this be a pointer. And we'll do this. Okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So that's our event system. It's pretty simple. You know, it's not too bad. So now to implement that within all our data, and I think, so you kind of have to think like, what events do we have? You know, we have when a new card is created, You have when a new card or when a card is deleted. You have a few events. You have when the application is started. You have when, you know, you have storing in a database. You have a couple events within this implementation. So I think what we can do is knock out this to do, which is essentially just making the event system, right? And then I want to start with the UI. That's where I think the event system is going to be more utilized. Let's see. I want to maybe, yeah. So whenever you I think creating a new card within the UI is going to be the best place to store events. I think, yeah. Okay, all right. So then we'll say, you know what, here, so we're going to use enums. We're going to say events, and we're going to say events.go package events, and we're going to say constant, or a type, right? Type is event. Oh, I don't need event type, because event type is going to be a string enum, and we're going to say event type, or we're going to say, we're going to give different events. So we'll say card added, which is an event type, and is equal to card added. I think I want to do camel case for the events. Because they're technically private, but not really. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Card deleted, which is an event type, and is equal to card deleted. Okay, I think that's good for now. And then we'll do is we'll say we're gonna create events in UI, and we'll say package UI func register card added. And what is this going to take in? I guess the GUI and the card? Right? Yeah, because we're going to just do this. We're going to append a card. And then, well, a card paint as well. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're going to append the card to the GUI, and then we'll call card paint with a parent. Okay, so it needs the card, GUI, and parent. Right? Or no, I think just the card. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just needs the card and the GUI, because I think this is just gonna... Or maybe... No, maybe it can paint. Yeah. Yeah, card, GUI, and parent, and then we're going to add... Yeah, okay, alright. So it's going to take in the GUI, which is a GUI. And we're going to take that by pointer, because we're going to be appending to it. And card is card, components.card. And we're going to need the parent, which is a pointer to a fine container. And that's not going to return anything. Oh, no. That's going to return an events. Whoops, I can spell. Dot event? Yeah, events.event. Am I correct? Hold on. Okay, so let's see event. No, it's not going to return anything. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it's not going to return anything. So then we'll do events dot subscribe events card added, and we'll say the function here is going to be a new function, and we're going to say GUI append GUI.cards.append card, and then card paint parent. There you go. I think that's good. Okay. And then we'll go in the GUI, and we can essentially delete this. And we'll say that the events post card added, and we'll say the card, right? Events.post. No, card added. I think that's all it needs, right? Oh, yeah, okay, so we have to subscribe. Or we're not gonna do that in setup. Yeah, because I think setup has something different. But we're definitely gonna do it in paint. Yeah. So in paint, we're gonna do events subscribe card added. Or no, right? Dot post events post card added, and then we're gonna register card added, which is the GUI card and the parent, or that's gonna be our content, and I can get rid of that. Setup is quite different. Setup is very different. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then in the card itself. Let's see. Oh, okay. So yeah, remove. So when a card gets removed, within components, we'll say events. Package components, which is the not the type. We're gonna say func register card added. There you go. Okay, and then I'll take in the card. Oh, excuse. What else do I need? I need the callback, don't I? Yeah, I need this function here. I need the card and the parent. Yeah, I need the card, which is a card pointer, and the parent, which is a fine dot container. And that's not going to return anything. And we're just going to say events subscribe card, or events.subscribe card deleted, which is going to return, we're going to store a function of, right, or no, not return. We're going to say, what's the event? Remove callback. Yeah, remove callback. Card parent. We're just going to call that. I think that's fine. Yeah. And then when setting up the card, or when painting the card, we're going to say register card deleted, which is in, this is card deleted. Not added. Deleted, which takes the card and the parent. And let's see. So then we'll when we call a delete, we're gonna say events events post card deleted. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. And then in remove callback. So in remove callback, what that's going to do. Oh, no. Right? Func remove event. That's not going to take anything, and that's going to return a callback. So then we're going to say return a function that just calls events post card deleted. There you go. Remove callback. No, not remove callback. Remove event. There you go. And why is this so new border nil? Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Too many parentheses. That's fine. And then we no longer need the parent here, which is good. So we're slowly but surely decoupling the GUI from the actual library that we're using, which is very, very good, right? And then card paint. No, yeah. I don't want to put an event there. Because when you think about it, right, so in the GUI, when we post an event, we're already adding the, right, let's go to events. We're already calling paint, so that'll become recursive. I don't know, maybe I can. Maybe I can, right? Because card, and then we do just parent, add, and refresh. Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah, and then if it bugs out, then it bugs out, and we'll just change it back. Register card added, which will take in a card. Actually, added should be before deleted. And then I'll take a card. And what else does it need? Oh, it needs a parent. Okay. So parent is a fine container, which is going to be events subscribe. And that'll be card added, events card added, and then we'll do a function of parent add card and parent refresh. There you go. And then in the card, what we can do is instead of doing that, we can do events post, or no. Yeah. And then just register card added card parent. Yeah, because then we post the event. Aha. All right, so then I'm gonna remove these. We're gonna put these in the other file. Like that, just clean everything up. Oh yeah, that's really coming together. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. Yeah. How we feeling about this in chat? We feeling good about this? We liking this event system that we've got going here? Let's see. So setup. Yeah, so setup gets a new card. And then, right, and then card added. Yeah. Right, when you paint and then run. Okay. I like that. Yeah. I like that. Is there any other events you think? Maybe an event. Yeah, like we can do in the actual password manager. Right? Okay, so let's look at the original, what we had. Right, so the events in the GUI. New card, click X button, and then set up. Okay, so that's exactly what we just did, is we just created events for the new card and then the deletion of the card, which is exactly what we just did. So add card, database, add password, and then you destroy, okay. Whatever that means. And then remove password. Okay. All right, so then in UI and GUI, right? We have events. So card added, and then so it paints, and then and then GUI dot database, right? GUI dot, does it have oh, Perl. Okay. Battle. Insert key is the card title, or key is the card small title, wherever that is. Do I not have card? That's small title. Oh, yeah, okay. So card title. And then the password is the card dot. All right, let's see. So in the card itself, what do we copy? Add copy icon and the callback. Make default callback. Okay. Content. And the content is the card.text. Okay, all right, and then we'll just say func password card card key. It's going to return a string. Return card title, and func card is the password. And we're going to return card.text. There you go. Okay. And then in events, we'll say card.key and card.password. There you go. And that may have an error, so we're going to say var accept. And we'll say if accepts does not equal nil, we're gonna panic. Accept. That's fine. It crashes. I'm okay with crashing. Rocking out is what I need. Tomorrow you'll find that with me. Yeah. All right, let's run it. Let's make sure everything's okay. All right. All right, everything looks okay. That's fine. That works. We're not really changing anything fundamentally. We're just kind of changing things so that they're less coupled and less cohesive, or more cohesive. I don't know. Is it the opposite? Let's look. High cohesion. Inside a single motor classes are intensely related. Okay, so it's low cohesion you want. Okay, you want low cohesion. That's good. Right, okay, so then in that event, that's there, and then in events, card added is we have insert, and then func register card deleted. And that is, I guess, a GUI, yeah, GUI. And then a card. Oh, components.card. Components.card. And then we're gonna say events.subscribe, event type card deleted, and we'll say we'll create a function of GUI dot cards dot remove, and I need an index. Ah, shit. Need an index. That is not gonna work. That is not gonna work. Yeah. Remove. I need an index, but that's a collection. Shit. All right. Well, we're gonna make a little function. Function. So I guess removing will be O of n, right? Yeah, O of n. That's I guess that's fine. Remove card. We're just gonna take in a GUI and a card, and it's gonna return an exception. So var I is an int for I in the range of, or actually, you know what? No, this is a size. Go polshkrev size. There we go. Because we'll use enumerate in collections. Enumerate GUI cards, and we'll say card or var item is a card, is a components card. Components.component. Yeah, technically I can, but it's a card, and is equal to I or collections dot right GUI cards at go polshkrev must GUI cards at I yeah. But that's a double pointer, right? GUI.component. Oh, okay. So I guess component, sure. Right? 5 type double pointer to component. I see. But I need a card because I need specific things about that card. Huh. So should I just call this a card? No, yeah, I think components. I think components is fine. Yeah. And then we'll say component. That's fine. And then we'll say Item. Right, so if item does not equal card, right, and then we'll say, or, right, if slices dot, or if cmp dot, no, how do you, there's like a way to like deep compare. Golang deep compare. Reflect dot deep equal. Okay, thank you. Reflect dot equal deep equal. Item, or you do reference item and card. Or you know what? Hold on. Actually, yeah, we'll just do item does not equal card. And I think that, yeah, we'll just do that. And then if we need deep equal, we can just do that. Then continue. Oh, all right. Go format's not going to allow me to inline that. Else, GUI cards remove at I. And then, oh yeah, okay. So var accept is go polshkrev exception, because this can throw an exception or return an exception really. If accept not equal nil, panic. Accept. That's fine. Yeah. Else return, or no, right? Yeah, because we're gonna return. Yeah. Okay. And then return nil. And we'll say remove card. GUI card. Or maybe, yeah, maybe that can be a component. Yeah, okay. That's fine. That's cool. Let's see. What else did I want to do? So you wanted to remove the card and then also GUI dot parole dot load dump. I don't have remove. Ah. Okay, well that's something we can do. I don't have a way to remove the password from the mapping, which is okay. Well, it's not okay, but yeah. And then I think maybe just for kicks, we'll like, because this is taking a little too, like this is, I'm going quick. I'm going a little too fast for my own good. You know, like I told the singular person that's home right now. Yeah, I live with a couple of people, one including my girlfriend. That's the one that's home right now. And so I told him that I'd be streaming for an hour, you know, and we're at 3/4 of an hour, and I'm essentially just passing the time at this point, you know, like, well, it's things that needed to be implemented, but like we have completed the goal of the stream more or less, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so I think inserting, getting, and then these are get password, and then I think right before we dump everything, I think that's gonna be where we add in the remove, because if you think of like not order of operations, but like, okay, if you think like a CRUD API, CRUD, it is create. What does it stand for? Hold on, I know delete is last. CRUD acronym. No, that's not what I need. Create, read, update, and delete. So yeah, okay. So you're creating or inserting, whatever. We don't have an update function yet, but we will eventually. And then you have, reading, and then deleting, and then we dump as well. Or loading, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a good place to put it. So we're gonna say parol. We'll say remove. And this is essentially just going to call the inner method, which is remove, I guess, a key, which is a string. And we'll say, is this going to return? Yeah. That's going to return an exception. So we'll say return parol dot passwords dot remove key. That's just going to call an inner method. So we're exposing the private interface as public. Dot remove card key. That's fine. Yeah. I don't know why I have that search. Yeah. I think that's fine. And then in the GUI, right? Where do we register events? Here, right? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is set up content. Hope tomorrow you'll find. I was listening to the Kinks before the stream, so I have Better Things stuck in my head. Let's see. Where do we want to like register like deleting? Because right, what does it need? It just needs a GUI and a card. I guess register card deleted. GUI card. Right? Yeah. Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah, okay. And then I think what I'm gonna do is do like a setup function almost. Func register card events, which is gonna take a GUI and a card components component, and we're gonna say, oh, and it needs a parent as well. Right? It needs, yeah, parent. Okay. Parent, which is a fine container. There you go. Ooh, I have a feeling like I have a sneeze again. So. Ooh, that was a good one. That like boiled from my fucking like chest, you know? So then we'll do register card added, which is the GUI card and parent, right? Or GUI card. Oh, this can just be a component, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this doesn't need to be a pointer. That needs to be a card, though. So yeah, no. I need a card. Yeah, specifically. That could be a component, but that needs to be a card. Yeah. And then register card deleted. GUI card. Right, because that's the only ones that I really need. Yeah. Okay, so then in GUI we register card events. And that way it's just in one place. The GUI, card, and the content. Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. That's good. And then component, card. Let's see. We'll oh yeah. And then we'll do events. We'll do something similar in the card. But this does not need a GUI. Just needs a card and a parent. Card and remove callback. That's fine. Card and parent. Yep. Okay. And then I'm getting UI component. Oh, components. Okay. I don't need component. Just a card. There you go. Okay. Register card events, which is going to take in a card and a parent. Okay. That's good. There you go. That is very awesome. That is very awesome. Settings. Oh, okay. So I don't need to, I think, do anything with settings. There's not really anything that I need to do. Right? And like, okay, so this still works, right? Yeah, okay, so I can still delete cards and then delete. Okay. That still works. Which is awesome. Like, we built an event handler, essentially. But I don't want to end the stream just yet. I don't want to end the stream just yet. So let's look at our to-do. I think that could be knocked off. Forms, right? Okay, so forms are essentially like how I would create like a password so that it doesn't just have like test. You know what I mean? So like when I create a password, it just has test. You know, but to actually have a password, yeah. I think, right, the event system is going to be easier when we start doing logging. Which, I mean, I guess that could take like a half an hour logging. I don't know, I'm kind of looking at the time of the stream, and I'm like, oh, what do I want to do next? Because I went fast, you know? Like, I've written so many event systems that it's like right in my head, like I know how to do things, you know? Like here in the original, I have an event system, and that's kind of why I wanted to do an event system, right? Like if you look at the event system logs, most of what it's used for is logging, you know, and then like adding and destroying cards so that like when an event is called, we can paint everything in the GUI, and then we can like remove everything from the database or add everything from the database, and that's how events should be used, in my opinion. You know, yeah. Let's see, so handle, and then patterns, events, post. So you post that event is that remove password. So you remove the password, you remove the card. I mean, is there anything else I really need to do? I mean, okay, so we can probably do logging. Or what we could do is we could clean up shit. We can clean up shit, because this is an utter mess. This is a mess. I think we can create like a setup package. So let's create setup. And we'll say, I guess just setup. Right. Yeah, that's fine. So let's just do all of this here. Yeah, okay. This is an utter mess. Okay, so we check the so where is this used? Just in check parent, right? I think setup should be public. That's fine. And then keygen. I really got to start thinking of like single responsibility and everything more often. Because like if you look at this, like if you, all right, make parent. Oh. What is the responsibility of this function? And the responsibility of this function is to check if the parent exists. If the parent does not exist, then create the parent, right? Which is two responsibilities, you know? But I do have a helper function, so I guess that's okay. Yeah, and then check file, you get the creation function. The keygen, I think keygen is the problem, right? Because if the file doesn't exist, so here, let's do func create key, create key. Yeah, okay, I think that's fine. And then what is it? Oh, excuse me. What does it get? Oh, the file. Okay, the file is file path. And I think that's just going to return a key. Yeah, it's going to have this signature here. Whoops. And it's essentially just going to do this. So if the key doesn't exist, we're going to create the key. And take cinefile, and we're going to return that. Right? Yeah. Okay. And then here, so we check each file. And then we go through, we create the connection, the table, and the database. Okay. And that clears some shit up. Not setup. Setup. There you go. And then table name and driver. Okay, table name and driver can actually go here. That's fine. That can be in the main function. Yeah. So I guess maybe what I could do is do like a CLI then. Like I can... Yeah, like I could do this for like running shit, you know? So we'll say in setup, we'll say UI. And in package type. And then, right, okay, so I think I want to get rid of the Python implementation here, just to clean everything up and make sure we have a complete Go, like all the files in here are Go. I can keep the assets. They're just like logos and everything in different file formats. Because I was having trouble loading an icon file, an ICO file. So I just kind of took everything and made them PNGs, which is fine. Yeah. And then I don't think I need to like actually set up anything in the sequel. In the sequel, next time on Dragon Ball Z. That was a dumb joke. Package setup. But what we're going to essentially be doing is this. Yeah. And we're going to be essentially writing a switch statement. So we're just going to do setup for right now. And we're going to sort of block everything and see what we want to do. So we want to take in the UI. Okay, so UI, which is UI.choice, not CLI. Choice. There you go. Bad statement. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. So we want to take in the UI. We want to create everything. Okay, I think UI is, yeah, setup.ui. I guess the amount of arguments. Yeah, okay, the amount of arguments. Which is going to be variadic of, I think, strings, is it? Not args. Yeah, variadic arguments, strings. Okay. And then we want to, okay, so we want to take in the parole, which is the password manager, is shift parole. And configure it. Well, okay, so the settings, which is a settings. Let's see. So we need the settings. Right? Or I think this might just do like setup, right? Yeah, okay, so func setup UI. We'll change everything later. And that's just going to take in a UI, which is a UI dot choice. And that's just going to return, what is this going to return? Nothing. Right, because I want to sort of like switch on the choice. But I don't necessarily know how to do that. Right? Okay, so what? Because, right, okay, so the UI is essentially we either have a GUI or we pass in arguments. Like, we don't necessarily have a CLI. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a pain in the ass to, like, maybe I could create a CLI? I don't know, is that within the scope of this stream? I don't think it's within the scope of this stream, but I could be wrong. Yeah. You know what? Nah, we're gonna abandon this idea. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna abandon this idea. Okay. Okay. It was a good attempt. You know, I think that's fine. I think this just works, right? So okay, so let's do forms. Yeah, let's do forms. Let's make this stream 2 hours. I don't care. So right, so let's. I think I can kill grid, and maybe not UI, but I'm gonna kill grid, and then rename UI. We're gonna put an underscore so that the compiler ignores it. And then we'll say, what are we gonna do? Let's do dialogue, right? Or form. Yeah, form. Okay, package main, func main, yeah. So let's see, so let's do, fine. I know I want to do like a dialogue, right? Like a dialogue box, right? In the original, we have, in the GUI, we have a dialog box. somewhere that opens when you want to insert a password. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to show like my laptop. So my laptop has Python installed on it, so I can run the original. I gotta figure out a way to like show you guys my laptop on this computer because I don't have OBS installed on that. I don't know. Maybe I'll like make a YouTube video or whatever, or I'll record like a yeah, I'll record like a tail end and then just put it on like a random stream or something. Get people guessing. Why not? You know, watch the streams all the way through. Maybe you'll find, you know, what the original looked like if you care. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty damn funny. So yeah, start. Paint cards, add cards, start main loop. This was pretty clean, this original implementation, honestly. Okay, add screen. Here we go. So we add the screen title, resizable. It's false. Okay, and then we get like the width of like 200. Yeah. Okay, so we do have an add screen. Okay. Form. Dialog form. That's what I want to get to. Let's see. Placeholder. All right, that seems cool. We're gonna copy this and sort of pick at it as best we can. No, we're gonna build release name is form. All right, let's see what this gives me. Open login form. Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool. Test. Ah. Okay, I like that. That's good. All right, so I think I'll pick this apart and then make it like components. Yeah. So let's see. So what kind of component do I need? I need... I don't need a button. I don't care about a button. Yeah. All right. So let's do, I guess, form. Type form, which is a struct. And that's going to inherit from dialog. Dialog? It doesn't need to be a pointer, I guess? Okay. Sure. Right? Because when we're creating a new form... Oh, it's a dialog form dialog. I see. Yeah. Right, okay, so if I want to just run this in, like, dark mode, right? Yeah, there we go. That's the one I had from the testing we were doing on the previous streams. I just want to see what this kind of looks like in dark mode. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. I want to see if I can, like, set, like, the window. Yeah, here, okay. So, my window dot resize. Oh, okay, so we need to kind of expose the form. Yeah. All right, that's what I'm getting here. And yeah, so we have forms. And of course, we need to close the function. Okay, And then this doesn't really paint anything. Size the dialogue if needed. So form. Oh, okay. So form dialogue.show. Okay, that's fine. And then my window dot resize to the form min size. I think that's how that works. Yeah, kinda. 400 by 300. What was the original set? 300 by 200. Okay. Okay. It's fine. Let's do 400 by 300 just to cover everything. See if that works at all. Kinda. Let's do 1500. That's 15,000. 1500 by 750. Which is the dimensions of our password manager. Just for shits. I'm just doing a little research. No, okay, yeah, so that does not work. Fair enough. Or I guess dot size then? Not min size. Dot. Okay, so I guess dot, yeah. Min size. My window. Oh, I think I have to create a new window. So like my window, or right, my app, sure. Dot new window is form f window I see. Show and run, I think. Let's figure it out. Yeah, okay, I guess. Can't really interact with it. Okay, so I guess just show. Yeah. Okay. I'm just playing around with resizing. It's really good to see you rocking out and having fun. I see. Ah, okay. Okay. Dialogue resize. Because we're not in like... No. Alright, well, alright. So let's do... So we have a form, sort of. We want to do like a form item. Yeah, so let's do an entry, I guess. Yeah, alright. So let's look at what I need to do here. So let's do find custom form item. Form item to your form. That on submit. Yeah, okay. Form item widget. Yeah, okay. All right. So I guess we need to do like a subtext, I guess. Right? How do we do it in the original? We just have shit. We just hard code everything. Okay, great, cool. That's awesome. Let's see. So we have geometry. It's 250 by 250. Okay. Living like you've just begun. So form item, I think, new format. So we get the password entry. Okay. So these are in components. This is a component. And then, right, so then we go to components and we do item, package, components, and of course form, we have the wrong package, so we do components, right, and then we'll do type of item or entry. I think, yeah, entry, and then that's a struct, and that'll be a widget form item. There you go. Or widget.entry, sorry. Item widget.entry. We need to know if it's going to be a password or not. And I guess the text? Yeah, the text. What else do I need? Entry. I guess a validation function? Yeah. Most likely a validation function. Yeah, okay. Validation function, which is a callback. Or let's do, okay, so type validation function, which is a func, and that gets a string. We'll say content. Always name your types when you're making, always name your arguments when you're making callback types. And that's going to return a Boolean. And that is a validation function. Validation function. Right? Because we have, password entry dot cursor hidden multiline on change on submitted password placeholder scroll text validator. Okay. And then do we have like a set validator? Manually updates the validation size until the next input. No. Okay. No. So we just have to assign a validator. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's all we need for an entry. So that'll be new entry. And that'll take in a text, which is a string, and a password, which is a Boolean, and I guess a validation function. Oh, validation function, there we go. And then I'll just, there you go. And that'll return an entry. So we'll say entry is an entry and is equal to new entry. And we'll say entry base widget dot extend base widget entry. And we'll return entry. So then entry dot entry is equal to I guess widget new or no if password, then we'll do entry is equal to widget new password entry. There you go. Else we'll do that. Else it's just a base entry. Yeah, okay, I think that's fine. And then we'll say entry text entry entry password is equal to password, and entry dot validation function is the validation function. Okay, I think that's fine. And then func, let's see. Oh, okay, so then entry, I think we're gonna do like add base, right? So var func add base, which is, oh, I think it needs a parent as well. Or no, we're gonna make this a component. So paint, you add the base and the, okay, so the parent, right? Do I need a parent? If I go to form, right, and if I say, I definitely need the parent for the form. That's definitely something I need. So this is going to be 250 by 250. by 250. Can I do that? Is that possible? Yeah, kinda. Right, so I think... Okay, so that's the... Okay. We'll do, I guess, 300 by 300. I think that'll fit a little better. Kinda. Not really. Okay. So I just need to have the same size here. I know there's a way to do it, like, differently. I don't know. Where are we at? We're at hour and a half. Okay. Array of widget form items. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Yeah, so so add base. Does this need a base is my question. No, it doesn't need a base. Okay. Doesn't need a parent object, which is good. So we'll just say password, which is a Boolean, whether it's a password entry or not, and I guess a validation function. Right, new password entry. Yeah. Oh, okay, so I guess all right, so it needs, first and foremost, an entry. And I guess, okay, so it doesn't really need password necessarily. Yeah, okay. All right, you know what, that's fine. And then we essentially do this. And then entry dot validation, not validation function, dot validator is equal to entry validation function, and then entry what is it? Is it set placeholder? Okay, so set placeholder entry text. There you go. And this adds the base. Entry or add base. Ooh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Add entry base. Which then takes in the entry. I can spell. And card will add. We gotta rename this. Card base. Okay. Cool. I think that's really it. If I'm being honest. Oh, well, no. Func. Entry, we need the getters. I guess text, yeah. Or does entry.text already exists? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we want to say maybe entry value. Yeah, entry value. Does that exist? Not yet, but right, so if I comment that out, entry, yeah, no, value does not. Okay, all right. That value, and then it'll return a string, of course. And that's going to do return entry dot text. We're gonna return entry dot text. Yeah, which is what we're using, correct? Yeah, entry dot text. There you go. Okay, that's fine. Oh, if entry dot password. Entry.validation function. String validator value in assignment. String validator. Okay, what is a string validator? String or an error. Okay. So then I'll have to do func make validator. Which takes in a validator. And that is a fine string validator, and returns me with a validation function. Right? Or no, it's the other way around. Validation function, string validator. Right, yeah, because then, so validation function, that returns if it's not valid or not. Right. Which is going to be var results is going to be a boolean and is equal to validator. We're going to call that, validator, and then I guess text, which is a string. Text, and then if not result, right? If not result, or no, we don't want to call the validator yet. No. That's interesting. Maybe I should just say it's a fine validation function. You know, because it returns an error. But then validate, yeah. Check against. I guess, right, so if there's an error, I'm not really sure how that works. Validate. Return the error. Okay, so they're using errors to error check. Which is fucking stupid. Yeah. Alright, let's kill a bunch of this shit. Alright, fine. Well, no. No, we wanna do validation function, and then, right, so func, yeah. Okay, fine. Then we'll do a fine validation function. That's fair. Fine validate string validator. Sure, why not? String validation validator. Cause right, I don't want to have like reliance on the library, and then also like if you think about it, a validator is supposed to take in something and return a Boolean, whether it's valid or not. Which is stupid that this uses errors, but I think that that's probably just the best idea. And then to make a validator, to like change the types, I would have to call the validator, which is something I don't want to do yet. So that makes this a little bit harder than it should be. Yeah. But we're just going to use the string validator. I think this is just going to be fine then. Nothing I can really do about it. At least cleanly. You know, at least cleanly in a way that like actually works. So, right, so value. I guess I can call valid. Yeah, func entry, or no, is that already a thing? Entry dot validate dot well, yeah, I guess validate. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. All right. I think that's all I really need for the form entry. Item. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say instead of item, it's entry, and then we'll say this here is an. Oh no, we have entry. Yeah. Okay. So it's entry and not item. Yeah. Whereas then now we're gonna call this an item. The type of an item, right? And then what does an item need? Nothing. It just needs text, right? New form, form items. So if I don't have text here, right? If I don't have text here, what happens? Do I just use the inner text? Yeah, I just use the inner text. Okay. Sure. So we just need, this is going to be a form item widget, form item, and then this is going to be, I guess, entry. Yeah, okay, so then entry. Do I want to pass this by? I think I'm going to pass this by pointer. We'll pass it by pointer until we don't have to. I think that's where that's gonna go. Yeah. So then func new item, right? And then the entry, or so in the form we need. So this is a callback function. Yeah. All right. Also, just curious, right? Just curious. If I do like theme cancel calendar icon dot, I guess name and content. Content, right? Yeah. Okay. So if I do for the submit button, just curious. If I do, so let's do theme dot check button, checked icon, check button icon, sure, dot content, right? And if I have the string of that, what does that give me? Ah, an SVG. Okay, so never mind. Never mind. Fair enough. This new item, that's going to take in an item, and we'll have this be an entry. And so then we'll return var item. Item, I think, is Yeah. You don't necessarily need an item. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I think that's fine. So we're gonna say item is new item. Item dot entry is equal to entry. Item item dot entry is equal to, and then we'll just return item for right now. And then we'll say entry func entry, and this is really why I'm making a custom entry, just to get like convenience methods, not item, entry, which is going to return us an entry, and that is return item entry func, which is item, and we'll say value, and that's equal to that, and we'll say that's a string and is equal to return item entry value. There you go. Okay, just to get everything up and running. And then, okay, so now we get a form. Now we get a form, right? How do I want to do forms? I guess maybe similar to the way I did cards, where like we have definitely like a paint function. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so let's copy what we have for cards. There you go. And then let's sort of clear shit up a little bit. Get rid of that. Get rid of that for right now. Get rid of card for right now. And then this will be a form. You know what? Actually, here, let's do Zen mode. There we go. Is that good enough? Is that good for Zen mode, I guess? Yeah, so let's just kind of get out of all distractions for right now. So form is going to take in a, let's see, dialogue. It needs a dialogue. And then, yeah, so it needs a title. Okay, so if I take out these, right, and then if I just run it, we just get the check and the X. Okay. And then if valid, we'll do F window close. Okay, that's fine. Guess it needs a callback as well. Yeah. Right, for an entry. So that sets that, and then you add the entry base, and then you extend the widget. Okay. So form is going to be a widget form, not form. No, it's going to be a dialog form. Dialog. Can I do that by pointer? I can do that by pointer. Awesome. And then it's going to be a new form. Okay, so we need a title. We need, I guess, submit text. which is text or strings. We need a cancel text, strings. We need a cancel callback, which is going to be, I guess, a validator function if you really think about it. No, I think that's just going to be a callback. And we need a submit callback. It's going to be a callback, right? Oh, and then I need a list of items. Yeah, okay, so items is a slice. Now we'll do collections, collection of items. A pointer to items. There we go. Pointer to items. Yeah. All right, I think that's fine. And then let's see. So we want to take. So we get a callback. We need a pointer of items. Oh, and we need the parent. Okay. Well, no, not necessarily. Right, because if we look about how we did card, we called the base paint, and there's a register card events gets the parent, and then add card base, which gets a resource. I think we do need the parent window though within. Yeah, I think we do need the parent window. Yeah. Yeah. Believe I also need the parent window, which is a fine window. No, window. Yeah. Right? Do I need the window? Because in the form, it takes the parent window. No, I think that's going to be just in draw. Yeah, I think that's going to be in paint. So no, we don't need that. Right, okay, so then new form, and okay, maybe I could just do card, and then right, so we'll say func new form, which is going to take in a title, string, title, submit text, cancel text, these are strings, and then we'll say cancel callback and a submit callback, which they're both callbacks, and then I don't need items for right now, and then that'll give me a form. Phone's on low battery. My chat's on low battery. I don't know. Var form. We've seen me construct items or construct objects many a times. Form, new form. There you go. And we'll return the form. And then we'll say form text or title. It's title. Form submit text is the submit text, and the form cancel text is the cancel text. Form we're just gonna add all these texts here. Let's see. I guess the submit callback should go before the cancel callback, just personally. Yeah, okay. So then the submit callback, form, cancel callback is the cancel callback. And the items form. The items are equal to collections new array of items. Okay. Oh, and then I need to extend the base widgets. Form dot extend form. Can I extend the base widget? No. It does not give me a way to. Maybe if I don't pass a pointer. No. Okay, fair enough. Oh, and then right. Okay, so then form. Or no, okay, so that's gonna go in paint. Func. So let's make paint. Form paint, and that's gonna take a parent. Which is right. So if I have a window. Okay. So if I have a window, can I do CNV canvas, sure, which is the container dot new without layout, new center, sure, why not? And we'll say my window. Oh, my window dot content. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. Content returns the canvas objects, and then we. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so canvas object, so it's just the content. Oh, all right. So yeah, all right. So find dot container, and that doesn't return anything, right? Because we go to card, and in card, we register events. We're not there yet. Get a resource. I don't need the resource. So add card base. And we add the card base, which is just doing that essentially, right? Right. Oh, but okay. So container new center. Container as find window. And okay, so it needs a window. Shit. It needs like a proper window to work, which is concerning. It's very concerning. So I guess we can set the window. Maybe I need to, yeah, maybe I need to get the window. Yeah. Which sucks. Okay, then parent. Say find window. And we'll say func set parent parent, which is a find window, not widget, window. And that'll say form parent is parent. Of course, this needs to be a receiver function. Form, that's good. And then we'll just say dot parent, and that's going to return a find window. Find window, not widget, window. And I don't need the parent right now. Right, so then set parent, and then paint. We're gonna say form dialog is equal to dialog new form, right? Is it new form? Yeah, new form. Which is, you get form title, form submit text, form cancel text, form oh, items. Okay, yeah, that's something I need to do. So an entry, right? Oh no, that, yeah, okay, that inherits, so we can just do form items dot items, which gets us immutable pointer, right? Or I guess collect. Yeah, collect. I think that works. And then callback is just takes a boolean. Oh shit. Okay. And then the parent, of course. Form parent. Well, yeah, okay, so I guess type form callback function that takes in a boolean, right? Valid and returns an error, I believe, right? Is that the callback? Oh, no, it just doesn't return anything. Okay. And instead of these being callbacks, we're gonna do oh, wait, no. Yeah. And we'll do, so func, I guess dispatch callback, and that's gonna take in dispatch callback, and that's gonna take in a submit callback and a cancel callback. And these are both callbacks. And it's going to return a form callback. And this is going to return a function that takes in a boolean, and if valid, or if not valid, do our little guard clauses, we'll call the cancel callback, else we'll do the submit callback. There you go. Okay, and then we'll say dispatch callback, which is form submit, form cancel. All right, items collect. Form item value in argument, collect the structure that it returns a value item as widget form item. Shit. Oh, and then I didn't extend the base widget, right? So item dot extend, or I don't need to, do I? No. Why do I not need to? Whoops. Nope, I do not mean to start that. I don't know how that happened. Like, fucking, that just started a couple of, like, where's the button to do that? Or the hotkey that I'm pressing? You know? And I don't really like AI. You know, I use AI sometimes when I'm just bored or stuck. But I do not like AI. I really don't. Like, if I don't have to use it, I'm not going to use it. You know, right? So, let's see. Widget.form item. I mean, it inherits from form item. Which is concerning. Okay, so maybe... Maybe do I do that? Is that gonna work at all? Right, and then add the pointer there? No. Okay, so entry. And then I guess I have to do func item item, which is going to return the base. And that's just going to return a widget dot form item. Return item dot form item. There you go. And I think widget form item is equal to form, I guess, right? So item or widget new form item, which has entry text and entry, an item, entry, right? So how do we do it? So it's entry text and then just the entry itself. Oh, item dot for it. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's still giving me shit. Okay, so func form. I guess we'll call this collect, and that'll return a widget of form items. Widget form items. There you go. Okay, and then we'll return. We'll say var I ida or int. Nah, we'll say it's of size. Collection size. No, it's polshkrev size, and that will be for I in the range of enumerate form items, and we'll say var results is a slice of widget form items. Make widget form items and 0. We'll say var item is a item and is equal to polshkrev must. We can panic here because we're just enumerating over, so it doesn't matter. Result is form items dot at the index of I, at is going to return a double pointer. Oh, okay, so I can, or no, actually, yeah, let's just have a double pointer. That's fine. And then we're going to dereference item, right? We're going to say results. We're going to append to results, which is going to be the dereferenced item dot base. And then we'll return results. I think that's fine. Yeah, so we'll say form.collect. Okay. So that makes your new dialog. So then we'll say paint, and then why is this giving me shit? Value of form. Use form value find window. Oh, because I have to dereference. There you go. Okay. Okay. And then here, how do we show? This will be window.show, form parent show. Yeah, because we do the window show and the dialog show. Okay. So then form dot parent. Oh yeah, I have to dereference, of course. Show, and then form dot show. New form is a form dialog. Okay. Okay. I think that's fine. Yeah. Right? Do I need any other methods here? I don't think I do. Okay, yeah. And then in the GUI here, right? Can I expand this any further? I can't expand this any further, which is shit, but who cares? We create the form, right? So I want to create the form. How do I do that? How do I create the form? In a way that's like clean, you know what I mean? Oh! Where's form? Form is here. And we want to do... Yeah. We want to do a width, which is a UN8, and a height, which is a UN8. Almost forgot. Title, submit text, that's everything, and then I guess I could do like a height and or width and height, HEIGHT, which are uint 8s. There you go. And then form dot width is width, and form height is height. There you go. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll do we'll resize everything here. Form dot resize find new size, which is form width, form height. And then we'll also say form parent resize form. Oh yeah, okay. So they'll say form size var form size. So fine. That size. Do I need? Is that a pointer? No. Okay. And it's just this. Form size. There you go. Okay. And then in the GUI, I want to do maybe an event where like add button click, and then you create a form. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to create an event, and I think that's how I'm going to do it. Or no. Let's just do it straightforwardly right now, and then we'll get into like sort of refactoring this. So I do not want to create a card right now. What I want to do is say var form, which is a form. It's components.form, and it equals to components new form. And we're going to say, or you know what? Yeah, let's do func new func paint add form. And that's going to get me a new form, I guess. Yeah, components of form. And we'll say new form. And the new form is going to take in a... Oh, and then, yeah. So then we'll say func on form submit, which is just going to return a callback, I think. Yeah, we're just gonna return a callback, and that's going to be a button. Is it going to be a button? Is it not going to be a button? I don't know. I don't know what on form submit. It's going to essentially return a callback to this, right? But in new form, I need, components.callback. Okay. So components callback. So we're going to return a function that events post card added, events.card added. Yeah. Okay. And then on, or you know what? Actually, these should be in form. Yeah, these should be in the form. We'll say form, and that'll be func, or no, these will be, yeah, no, that's right. On form submit, and we'll say var default on submit callback is a callback is equal to on form submit. Right? I think on form, yeah, I think we call it. Yeah, because then it returns a function. Yeah, okay. On form cancel, which is going to have a callback. And we don't need that. Okay. Okay, and we'll say we're gonna return a function. How do I want to do this? Maybe do I want to create like a new dialogue? Like, no. And that's gonna need, is that right? Yeah, I think so. I think that's gonna need a parent, which is, so that I guess shouldn't be there then. So we're gonna need a parent, which is a window. Ah, okay. Yeah. So we'll create a new window, var form window, and that is a fine window, and is equal to fine new window. Or no. App find and current app that new window, and that is a title. Okay, well, let's do title. That's a string. Right. So if I don't provide a title, right? If I don't provide a title to this, whoops. What does it do? What is the form title? Nothing. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, and then, right, so we have form dialog, not dismiss. Well, I mean, I guess dismiss. Hide. Oh, and then on submit needs the window as well. So maybe not, yeah, maybe that should be in the GUI. Yeah. That's fine. And that needs, or no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Never mind. No, because we're using the event. Yeah, that's fine. Right, and then on form submit, and then, right, or no. Maybe I should create new events. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. New window, and we'll just say that's the title. Paint add form. New form, and the title is add password. Sure. And then submit text. We're not going to have any submit text. I guess add. Right? Or no. We're going to say submit text. Yeah, I guess add. Sure. Cancel. That's fine. And then width, we'll do 300 by 300. Yeah. And on submit callback is, we'll say defaults. Oh, okay, so that needs to be public. Is components.default on submit callback, and then on cancel. Okay. Is func on form cancel, which needs a parent, and that's going to be the form window or fine window. And that's going to be a callback, components callback. And we're going to return function that parent dot close. And it just does nothing. Yeah, okay. And then on form cancel, which gets the form window. And that's it, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, so these can't be uint 8s. These have to be uint 16s. Not 15, 16. Whoops, not 26, not 15, 16. There we go. Because it's greater than, yeah. So we have a new form, and then we'll say form paint. And it just needs a container, which is, we're not using anyway. Can I just do this? Any? No, yeah, it needs a form container. Fine container. Right? I don't know, in the GUI, do we... No, oh, okay, so we have cards, components. Yeah, so I don't really need to pass paint in for right now. I think that's just fine, yeah. Yeah, just form.paint. And we'll return form. Right? No, I don't think I am gonna. Well, yeah, we can return form. And then what this is gonna do is say var form, which is a components form, and is equal to paint add form. And the title is going to be add password. And then the card is then going to be the... Okay, so how do we do this? So on submit, the on submit callback is going to be fence item, no, form. On form submit, we just post the card added. Right? Button. That's our add button. We just have that the form was submitted. So we need a card though. That's the thing. It is form collect, dismiss, hide, parent, submit, collect, no, dismiss, form, okay. So let's see, so we have on submit, callback, parent, which is items. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Form. Okay, so this will return a collections pair of items, I guess. Yeah, a pair of items. So components dot item and components item. Yeah. Okay. And we'll say for results is, let's see, so results is a collections pair and of components items, and we'll just copy this, make typing easier, and is equal to collections new pair first. Do I have new empty pair? New pair. I don't. Ah. Fuck. Whoops. Alright, so I need an item and an item. That is very interesting. Because these are getting the two items. Alright, let's see. Can I add it? Set first and set second. Yeah, I can. Okay. I guess, right? Okay, so then... How do I get... Right, so inform components. Collect. And then I'll get items. Yeah, so func form items. We're making a small collection, I guess. Which is a collections view of form, or no, of items. And that will say for or var I is a size. For I in the range of enumerate item is equal to, let's see, so item, which is a double pointer of item, is equal to must collections form items at I, and item or no, I could just return, what am I doing? Return form items. There you go. What the fuck was I doing? Func get form items, which will be the form, and I'll return a collections pair of components items. There you go. Of item pointers. Component items. There you go. Okay, and then we'll return. Oh, let's see. So we get the form items. We get. And then we have to add to the form, right? So we want to paint the form and then on submit card add. Form cancel. I guess subscribe, right? Because with the form, we want to add a password, right? So then we don't want to post that there. We want to do get form items. Okay, so this is where I want to do var I is a size, and for I in the range of enumerate form items. Okay, I don't know why that's doing that, but sure. We have a collections with results, which is a collections pair. I guess I could return a pointer too, yeah. Pair of, why is this not giving me type information? Because of this? Oh yeah, and then var result collections pair, which is equal to component items to pointers. There you go. Collections, not chain, but I want to get a new pair of just component item and component item. We're going to change that in a minute. That's just to fill out the constructor. So then we'll say var item is an item, components item, and is equal to, or that's a double pointer, isn't it? Yeah. Components item, and is equal to must. Form items. Yeah, okay, so form items at form. Oh, that's components item. Components. Aha. Dot at. I guess form items. Oh, I guess collect then? Yeah, collect at I. Oh, that's right, because I have a view, so I don't need to panic here. Okay. Okay, and then var item, or no, right? Or no. No, wait, no, I don't need to loop over. It's just, yeah, or do that. We can just return collections. Let's see, return collections at form items. My girlfriend's home. I apologize. She got Wendy's. Form items collect at 0, and then form items collect at 1. Yeah. Okay. And then we can do that, and then we'll return get form items, and we're going to use the form. There you go. That's a pointer. Okay, and then the result, and then form paint, and we return result. Right? Or no? Right, because we just want to add the paint. Paint add form. And then in the callback, we want to get the form items. Oh, Jesus, this is... So collections pair. Paint add form. Okay, so we want to get the form, and then on the submit, we want to get... Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. So then, here, we'll do func on form submit, which gets your form. Right? Or no? Yeah, okay, so this gets components form. And we'll say, this returns a callback, doesn't it? Yeah. Maybe on the form I could have the set callback. Or no, that's on form submit. Yeah. Okay, no, wait. No. On form submit. That's good. Yeah, collections. On form submit. And then what we want to do is register that form submit. Yeah. Okay, so func register form submit. And that's going to take in the form, which is components form. And we do form. We register the form. And that's going to return, I guess, nothing? Yeah, nothing, because it just events post events subscribe to form. Oh yeah, okay, so we're going to do events, or no, we're going to add a new event name. Or no, we don't need to do a new form name. It's card added. Right? Yeah, events.card added. Because then when we call submit, it does that. Right? So card added, which is func. What that's gonna do is do it's going to close the window. Right? It's going to close the window. You know what? That actually might return a card. Yeah, components card. Right? And register card events. Yeah, we need a card. Okay. Yeah, that's going to return a card. Which is what we're doing here. Aha. So we'll say, right, okay, so var card is a components card. We'll forward declare that. And then events subscribe. So when that event is called, we'll say card. Oh, my chat died. Okay. Well, it's been dead for 2 hours, so who gives a shit? Oh, but we got a follow from Cowboy Rafa that I completely missed about an hour ago. Awesome. I don't normally miss subscriptions, but it just didn't show up on my phone, so I'm just like, okay, whatever. And I was focused on the code. We'll say card is equal to right? Yeah, so card is going to be equal to components, not add, the new card. And that's going to be, or right, okay, so then we're going to get form items. We're going to take in our form, and that's going to be var items, which is a collections pair of pointing component items dot items and component items. And that is equal to get forms. And we'll say that is items dot first. Okay, I guess I gotta dereference that. We're gonna double dereference that. That's fine. And then we gotta double dereference items dot second. And then the card also gets the appearance. Oh, okay, and then we'll probably get our GUI then. Right? Or no, yeah, form and then appearance. Appearance. Which is the appearance. Making sure I spell that correctly. Oh, okay, so we need to double dereference and then get the value. That's a janky solution. And then we return card. I think that works. Right? And then we'll register, or I have to do that after the form, yeah. Register form submit, which gets our form, and then the appearance. Where do we get the appearance? Okay, well, okay, so get, and then appearance, which is a settings dot appearance. There you go. Form dot paint, and then I don't need to return anything because we post the event. Right? Oh, and then events post card. Right? Or no? Paint add form is then GUI settings appearance. And that doesn't return anything, does it? No. Okay, so then we'll return our form. And we'll say card added. Return form. Right, because form paint shows everything. Yeah. And I don't need pair anymore. So we have our form. Which is register on form submit form paint, and then we return. Do we need to return the form though? Because right when we on submit, the default on submit is just we post that the card was added. Right? Oh, yeah, okay. So we do actually need the card, I'm pretty sure. Right? So like instead of returning a form, we return a card. Right? Because then on submit, do we on submit before we paint, or do we on submit after we paint? That's the thing. Do I even need to return the form? That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if I need to return the card or the form. I think we do neither. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, okay, we need the card. Yeah, we need the card. Never mind. We need the card. Right? Var card is components is a card. We need the card because I need to register the card events. Yeah. Turn card. And we say this is a card. This is a card. Right? Okay, let's run it. Let's see how this works. Because this looks okay. Or no, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go to main. Which I can just do by just calling bin build. There you go. Okay, then we click our add button. Okay, it doesn't work. 92. Okay. And then window show and run. Right, GUI paint. Register card events. Okay, so then FMT print line paint. Let's debug this shit. Do we call paint? We do call paint. Okay. So then, let's try here. Okay, why does this crash? 94 app. Poll events, mouse click. Oh, here we go. Okay. 77. Right, so the first to crash was form go at 66. Okay, so we can't paint. So right, and then 68 form paint. Why can't we form paint? Iter. Okay, form dialog resize. Is that maybe what we're getting at? 66. So 78 is new form collect. Enumerate form. Oh, because there's no items. That ought to do it. Yeah, that ought to do it. Okay. So then we'll say form items, not collect, form dot. Oh, okay, so I guess I have to add like methods, yeah. So say func for form append item, which is an item, and we'll just say form items append item. There you go. Okay, and then form append components new item, components new entry, which the text is key. It is not a password. And the validation function, I think we could just pass nil here. Yeah, we don't need to validate right now. So form append components new item is components new entry of password. And this is true that it is and we're not going to validate right now. Ah. Okay. Is it still getting stuck? 82. No memory address at pointer. Okay. So 70 is form paint, and then form.82, which is form dialog. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah, so then we'll go to form set parent. Yeah. Set parent form window. There we go. I think that's what was happening there. Your guess is as good as mine, personally. Ah, there we go. Key. Oh, I can't interact. Can I? Oh, okay, I can. Okay, but I can't, like, click. So, yeah, I can't type. Which is a problem. Right, and I'm doing everything correct as far as I know. Items. Okay, so can I... So I can paint something. Can I add? Yes. Okay, so paint in the card. That's fine. Okay, card entry. It's an entry widget, right? Because we get new form and then entry widget. that, right? Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Item. And then entry. Right? And then in GUI, right? So we get does this need to be done in a Go routine? Like, am I blocking? No, it doesn't seem it. So I can paint it, I just can't use it. Which is concerning. Right, register card events. Paint ad form, so we get the card, we paint the ad form. Register form, submit. Subscribe, right? Because we get the items. Okay, so let's run it again. Key. If I click cancel, nothing happens. Key. Card 62, add card base. Just a card. Okay, so 62 really just goes at card base. Right? Okay, so then I'm gonna print card then, right? Print line card. Let's see here. I don't know why I can't do anything. Nil. The card is nil. Why is the card nil? Right, because in Paint, create a completely new window. Form show. We resize. Collect, display, form on submit. Alright, cancel callback and on. Wow, okay, I really kind of fucked up here. This is interesting. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna forget all the forms here. Maybe not that one, but I'm gonna forget that, and I'm literally just gonna copy and paste here. Whoops, again, not what I wanted to do. Paint add form, I do not give a fuck. We're gonna say this is, so items, right, so we need items here. That's fine. Come on. Okay, so this is the entries. So it's a widget password entry. and then F window, right? No, you don't need the window. Okay, so I need to create a new window, right? F window is find current app, new window, password, and then form dialog is I don't think I need to close that personally. Form dialog, and I think just form dialog show, yeah. Show. Nothing. Oh, okay. So no. This needs to be... Yeah. Right, that's the form. And then form dialog... Oh, and then F window show. Yeah, okay. I see. Okay. Form size is fine. New size 300 by 300. And we'll say form dialog resize. Form size. Form dialog resize. Or no, that's F window resize. Form size. Whoops. Okay, let's figure this out here. There we go. Okay. Name, password. Sure. Is my caps lock on? My caps lock is on. Okay. Or I should say, right, parent.close. Parser and a password entry. Do we get? We don't, yeah. F window close. Even though it's a part of new form. Okay, well, I guess not. Sure. Name, password. Okay, and then cancel. All right, whether it's, I guess whether it's submitted or not, we'll just close. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. All right, so we know what we have, right? It's just forms are not working for some reason. Yeah. New form. Okay, so can I print here? Print line form collect. Is that a thing? And then we're just gonna comment this out real quick. Forgot to save. Runtime error. What? Oh, okay, so this function was commented out. Fair enough. Unexpected comma? Where is that unexpected comma? Here. You would be correct. Oh, yeah. And then we don't have that, or the form size. That's fine. And we don't have a card. Okay. Var card components card is equal to, actually that's register card events. No, that's paint add form. And title doesn't really matter, and appearance. There we go. Okay, so it works. And then we create that, and I can't use unless I really like click. Which doesn't make sense at all. Right? It should just go, I think, right, collect might be the problem. I don't know, right? Okay, so let's try that again. Just add some values, whatever. Right, card, add card base, because the card is nil. But then in events, card paint, register card add, that's in events UI. Oh, okay. So GUI.append card. We register card events. And paint. So that'll call card paint, but card is nil. So, okay. And then events 37. Subscribed event. That's in events. Form is 92 on events.post card added. Okay, and then 59 is on submit callback. And then 124, that is going into the find shit. Widget button. App. GUI 129 is show and run. Okay. Show and run. Why is GUI at 129? Let's get out of Zen mode. It's nice while it lasted, personally. Know what I mean? Any more activity, by the way? No. Okay. 129. That is very interesting. Like, I don't understand why this isn't working, is my opinion. I guess because I passed in nil. Maybe should I just pass in func? Is that a thing? String error return nil. Whoops. Maybe is that why that's being weird? Well, yes, but no. Alright, I'm smashing the keyboard just at no. Okay. Like, I don't understand why that doesn't work. Because it should work. Right? New entry. Entry extend widget. I guess maybe we should add the we should extend the widget and then add the base. No. Right, how are we doing it in card? Card, we are extending the widget, and we're adding the base in paint. I see. But entry doesn't need... Yeah, I think maybe this is just a screwy way of doing things. Yeah, because it is. It's a very screwy way of doing things. Know what I mean? Alright, I'm not going to have an event. I'm just going to, or get the form items. I don't really care. On form cancel is fine. Register form event. No. Yeah, I don't care about that. And we're kind of just going to create the form in the button and see if that works at all. Title, okay. New password, just for shits, I guess. And let's just see if that... Oh, no. I didn't want to run form. No. I wanted to just run the main program. Nothing. Why? What is happening? Oh, yeah, okay. And I don't have a card right now, which is fine. Okay. Ah. Okay, I can't click anything. I still can't click anything. But why? Why can I not click anything, right? So if we go to item, there's form item. I guess item, right, I can't extend a base widget. Right, let's go to Google. So find form item extend base widget. Okay. Maybe I should just get rid of item and use entries. Yeah. All right, let's just get rid of item. Right? And just use entries. Yeah. And then an entry, what I can do is say func base. We'll say... I actually have to pee, so I'm gonna quickly do this. Entry and base, and that's gonna return a widget. It's gonna return a form item. Return widget, new form item, entry text, and entry widget. It's a canvas object. Oh, and then the entry itself. Yeah. And then in the form, we're not going to use items, but we're going to use entries. Okay, and then when we collect, we can just do, this is an entry. And we're just going to result, which is item.base. Yeah, okay. And that is an entry. This is an entry. Maybe that's what's doing it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And we're gonna say new entry. Let's see. What do we got? Item. All right. We're gonna put an underscore under item. Okay, so I still can't type. Yeah, I still can't type. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the item. Maybe it's just the base itself. Yeah, maybe so I should just return like a widget, form item, and then text is entry text. Is that right? I don't know, let's figure it out. No. And then I guess widget entry? Or entry dot, I guess base widget, or yeah, entry dot entry, I guess, is what I need. Oh, okay, maybe that's what was it, right? Key, password. Oh, maybe that's what I was missing. Okay, so we can return new form item, and that's gonna be, yeah. Okay, maybe I can go back to the original here. So I don't need the base right now. I don't really need the base. Okay, and then we'll say, we'll uncomment item. And then we'll go to form. And we will return to item, shall we? Items. Well, no. Okay, I'm okay with items. Yeah, items are fine. Append. Yeah. Okay, and then I don't need that. And then we go to GUI. And we gotta go back. Or no, yeah. So we add. And then in event, we say the base widget, or not event, in entry, we say the base widget, right? Is a new pass, or no, an item. Yeah, an item is entry dot entry. There we go. That's what I think fucked it up. No. Why? Form component, or right, GUI. Appearance, paint, return card. Okay, let's follow that trace. So main 5896, right? Okay, so then we get app, internal, components, add, GUI 79, here we go. So card. Print line card. Because if card is nil, then, okay. Oh, okay, so we're not even getting there. Okay, so the paint add form, we append, we get our form and appearance. Okay, so maybe we will do func and return nil. Maybe is that what's it, right? Because then we go form 82, form dialog, collect, form parent. And then GUI. Ah, okay. We never set the form. Okay, so form set parent form window. There you go. Okay. That's fine. That should work. Key, password, add. Okay. Nil and paint. Okay, so where is paint? Paint is here. Why is card nil? Why is card nil? Paint add form. Right, so we get card is register form submit, which is we get a pair, which is get form items. Form items collect at 0 dot value? No, because then we get value here. Because it calls paint and then just returns a nil card. Okay. Why though? Okay, let's see here. Key, password, add. Nil and paint. So it calls nil and then registers the card. Oh. Wait a minute, yeah. I think I need to register the card events. But that's still nil though, right? Yeah. Because then we'll go to cards 62. Add base. Oh, that's so event components form. On submit card add. Yeah. Which is a problem. Right, so then I think when we're going to pass our GUI, and I'll show you why in a minute. Register is our GUI, which is a GUI. I think I know why. Because then we need to register our card events. Register card events with the GUI card parent. Oh shit, okay. And we'll say parent, which is a fine container. Parent. We need to register card events, and we return the card, which then is our GUI, and our parent, card parent, container, Find container, which we get the card parent. Okay, so the form, the GUI. Ah, that's also something. So the GUI, the card parent, and the form. And I think that's gonna work. Oh, no. Okay, so paint add form, that needs GUI, content. Oh, and then I don't need to do this anymore. Key, password. Yeah, okay. So let's see here. One, two. Add and nothing, right? 1, 2. Okay, so card is being created when we hit the add button. I see. I think I gotta create a new event with like hit add. Yeah. So in events, we'll say add click, which is an event type and is equal to add click. Clicked. I think we'll say clicked. And then I'll do events. Or an add, right? Yeah, events. Extend, tap cursor, that's fine. Do we pass in a callback? We do pass in a callback. So then I'll say events, register card added, and then func register add clicked, which is add, which gets a, what does it do? It gets a form, I guess. Yeah, form, which is a form component form and returns a callback. And it's going to return a function. Right? No, it's not going to return anything. It's just going to get a form. Right? Do we want this to get a form? Because we want to paint the form. Yeah, okay. So events.subscribe of form. Oh, no, wait, whoa. Yeah, no, this is a stupid idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but it's just like, here, so let's go to the GUI. Right, we paint it, we set up, and we paint the add form. Paint. Paint the add form. Card events. Maybe I don't need the parent. Right, register card events. And then upon success, we say add card, which you form paint. Right? Add form card. Yeah, once you click that, you get a card, which you shouldn't get a card. How long have we been going for? A while. Over 3 hours. Okay. So that's what I don't want to do, is get a card. Right? That's what I don't want to do. I want to get a card when it's submitted. And that's, aha. Okay. Yeah, so maybe event is needed. I don't know. So we want to paint an add form. But we don't want to get the card yet. Right? We don't want to get the card. Register on form submit. We get a card. And then we essentially do this. Yeah, okay. So we don't need to return a card from here. Yeah. So paint add form is not going to return anything. Probably should, but paint add form is not going to return anything. We are going to register form submit, which gets a card. No, this isn't going to return anything. So register form submit. Right? Yeah. Okay. So var card, which is a pointer card. And we'll say that gets a new card. Print line card. And I don't think that's going to do that. Register card event. Yeah, okay. And then let's see here. I think that's going to work. Key, password. Key empowered. The fuck? Hold on a second. Key, password. I'm going to type that out. Password light. Oh, that's appearance. Okay. Right? And then, so event subscribe. Card added. So register card events. Okay. Oh, and then card, and then event, yeah, event post card added. So I think I'm going to subscribe. So that's card. You register the card events, right? Because then we have register card added. And then on submit, in the form, the submit callback, right? We have our form, paint add form, is the on submit, and that's on form submit, which is the dispatch, and that is card added. Okay. Right, so then we go to register form submit card added. Right, so we paint the add form. Okay. Form and then appearance. And we paint. Which paint right, and then when a card is added, I think, right, so we'll go to GUI. So when a card is added as well, parent close, right, so on cancel. And then when a card is added, where's the subscribe here? And then we'll say parent hide. Sure. Right? No. And we'll say form hide. Yeah. But we get our card, and then the form append, register on form submit, form paint, and then on form close, right? So then we'll say on form submit, yeah, okay. And then on form submit, we'll get a window, which is a fine window. Right, so we subscribe, register form submit. So we paint the form, we add it, and then we register the form submit. Right, and then when we click add, that should add everything to the function, right? Register form submit, which then does this register card events, which gets the card I guess, and then so right, okay, so when I click the button, right, we're gonna go to events, and we're gonna say fmt print line event type, this string of event type. In UI. Missing function body. You're correct. Card added. Okay. And then print line card, and then the parent, right? So card event card parent, and the parent is the card parent, which is the content, right? Paint add form, and we have the content. But why is this not painting? Right, form paint. Resize, form show, form parent show, form show. Dispatch callback. Okay, so it's submitting. Right? I guess get form items. Appearance. That is very interesting. Card paint. Oh, because we already have register card events. Right? Register card added, and then we go to form, or, sorry, GUI, and that's register card events in the GUI. Okay. Register card added, which you call card paint, and card paint is supposed to paint the card. And add card base. Base and set the content. Yeah. I guess card paint parent. I don't know. I'm gonna try it, see what happens. No. Just your form submit. Oh, I guess maybe that's post. But no, that's supposed to post with the card. Yeah. Let's see, print line, card, key. One. Card added. Okay. Submit callback. Default on submit callback. Which we post. Form submit. Maybe I should do it like that. No, because we need to fully complete the yeah. So register card events, because that will, yeah, card added. But I need to get a card somehow. That is complexing. That is perplexing. I guess maybe here should I just call card paint? Or I guess, right, so like form submit, I think. And then we can, yeah. Form. So we'll say events. Form submit. And then we can card or events post card added. Let's just see here. Okay, so form submit, and then we'll say, no, this is the new form, but we want to do post form submit. Yeah. Add, okay. T add clicked card added. Huh. Okay, so we want to register, form submit, and we want to subscribe, and then oh, well, no, event posts card added, and then we want to do dot on submit callback is you're going to form add. and then card added. This is perplexing. Because we have the card, it's just not painting on the GUI. Yeah. Register form submit, which is event form submit, and then form paint. And then on submit is form on submit, which you're just gonna event post. Yeah. We're gonna add a new card. Right, so we create a new card. We register the card events, right? And the card events is just we card added, and then we post that a card was added. Right? An event, so we want to do card, register card events and card added. So when a card is added, we add, and then refresh. Submit is we create a card, and then we post that a card was added. Register card added. Oh. Card paint. So what if I just call card paint? Does that do anything? No, it does not. Event post card added. Why is this not being added? How long have we been going so far? Almost 4 hours. Okay. You know what? All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. We're going to do a little research afterwards, so we actually know what we're doing next time. All right, so hit me up maybe tomorrow, possibly. We'll be, yeah, possibly. I don't know, around the same time. I overslept today. And then my day job took a little bit long, and then yeah, it is what it is. But thanks everyone for watching. Check out the VOD channel. Link's always in the channel about page, as well as if you're on YouTube, check the description. We're live on Twitch. We always stream live on Twitch. Every weekday, almost. I try. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. Peace.